My name is Gloria Ward, and I'm the founder of the I'm Loving Me Project. This is the number one platform for women who are trying to live or who are determined to live their highest and truest self. We're not trying, we moving. Okay. Um, if you're new here, I know we got a lot of new people. Uh, Now it's over 600 new people. I'm getting super excited. It's like, thank you guys for always sharing and liking and telling your friends. And I know that we're doing some amazing things online now. So continue to like and share. We're glad you're here. We're glad to share with you and to just be here with you to give you some encouragement and inspiration that you will need to go ahead and grow in life, and growing in life means that we are constantly working on ourselves. Growing in life means that we're constantly making sure that we take this journey, trying to figure out this thing called life. So I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you had a great weekend. If you were on with me last week, then I have a lot to talk about. But before then, I want to just let you guys know that please make sure you sign up for our Empower Her Soul session. It's coming up this Sunday. Um, it's going to be with our coach Andrina, and she is going to just blow us away with some of her skills and life strategies on how we can actually live a better life. And she's amazing, and I want you guys to come and attend because I really, really think that it will benefit you if you come, especially if you're looking for some kind of direction in your life. If you're looking for a path you can take, if you're trying to prepare for next year, if you're unsure about where you want to go, where you want to be, come out to the Empower Her Soul sessions. It will be amazing and great. I promise you, it's 2 hours of nothing but sharing and talking and getting ourselves to the point where we can grow. So I hope you had a great weekend. Let me know who's here, because if you let me know who you are, then I can update you on a whole bunch of stuff. I hope you guys got our newsletter too. Our newsletter should be coming out at any time. But you see, I got these lashes in where it's like I'm about to fly away somewhere. Right? I'm about to fly away somewhere. What happened was is my lash lady, she forgot to pick up my lashes because I don't wear no lashes this big, but they were actually longer than this. And what she did was cut them down, and this is as far as she can get. So we had to actually deal with that. But the whole topic that I wanted to talk about today, was the whole thing of making sure that you are making room for yourself, and also being able to make room for those people in your life that would be good for you and would be um, there to support you, right? I want you to understand everything. Hey, Cynthia, how are you? So, uh, I told you guys on Friday it was, right? So here's the thing. I told you guys on Friday that I was having a date on Saturday. You guys remember that? And I told y'all if I go ahead and post a picture, then everything was good, but y'all ain't see anything. You guys ain't see anything. You ain't see no pictures. You ain't see nothing, right? Because the date was more of, just like a gathering, just like talking, things like that, which I appreciated, which was good. But, look, I did put these lashes in, right? And I did, get all dressed up and everything just in case, right? But, it was a nice cool date. But I do say this: if anybody is a relationship coach, like, we need you ASAP, okay? Because hey, Vanessa, we need you ASAP, okay? Because here's how the date went, and this is why this is why I tell you guys I'm on a journey with you, and also as we walk through this journey, we learn so much about ourselves, right? So I get the call on Friday, right, to talk about Saturday. And it was just like, oh, we just gonna meet up and kind of have a conversation, all that stuff. And I said, okay, because of everything that's going on, like the pandemic, like Atlanta's open, so you really kind of cautious about where you go, and you want to make sure you sit outside. Like there's a whole bunch of rules. So I said, why don't we just go get like a sandwich or something and eat, and then we could just sit and talk. I said, okay, fine. So um, I met him like halfway. Hey, Octavius, I met him like, well, I went to go get these lashes, right? And then I called and I said, well, I'm on my way. And then he called and was like, where are you? And I said, well, I just finished getting out the lash place and all that stuff. He was like, stay right there. I'm like, I'm not staying right here. I'm like in the hood. He was like, no, stay right there. And I was just like, no. How about I meet you, like up the street or somewhere? He's like, all right. So he came. He was like, I was trying to tell you to leave your car here so we could go get something to eat and then we can talk and then I'll bring you back to your car. So I figured that's what it was, right? But I wasn't leaving my car at the lash place because, you know, if you live in Atlanta, it's like off of Roosevelt Highway. I don't really know where that area is. So, I don't think my car is safe there. I mean, it's a bullshit car, but still, right? So I go, I get in the car, y'all, and this is where your homegirl needed help, right? Because he looked nice. He really did. He looked nice. He had on, like the little like the jogging suit kind of thing. And he had a hat on, nice little beard, all that stuff. So I was just looking like, okay, not too bad, right? Not too bad. But I told y'all he's a little bit young. I was like, okay, not too bad. Your girl, me, went into you know, so what did you do today? And so I wanted to talk to you about just a couple of things. Like, so where did you grow up? And how many brothers and sisters do you have? And uh, actually, what side of town are you on over here? And I just kept talking and talking. So here he go, right? By the time we get to the place to go get the sandwich, he just turns and say, is the interview over? And I didn't even know. I was just asking questions because you're trying to get to know the person, right? And I was like, no. I said, you think I'm asking you too many questions? He's like, yes. Like, I mean, as soon as you got in the car, you just start going, 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 going. I said, oh, okay, well, I'll wait for you to ask me some questions then. So we waiting online to go get the sandwich and all that stuff, right? Nothing is coming out. It's just like, what you think I should get on my sandwich? And I'm like, oh, I had this before. You might want to get mustard and all that. Well, put everything that she say on the sandwich, and then he turns and says, oh, I hope it's good. And I said, it will be, right? So we sit down and I'm still waiting, right? Because I'm sitting up there and I'm saying to myself, well, if you're not asking me no questions, then you really don't want to get to know me, right? So we sit down, we eating a sandwich and all that stuff or whatever. And we just doing small talking like, oh, how was the salon? How was this? So me, I bust back right out, and I'm just sitting up there saying like, so do you have a library in your house? I promise you, do you have a library in your house? Like, are you working on your personal growth? Are you, like, what are some of your goals? Are you, at your job? Like, what do you actually do and all that stuff? And he just went, That's why I was like, we need a relationship coach, y'all, because he took a big old breath. He was like, okay, I do have a library in my house. I am reading such and such. I do work, because he's like over these two practices. I am like the CEO of these two practices. This is exactly what I do, whatever. Is there anything else you want to know? Said yes. Do you have any kids? Are you dating? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have this? And he's like, oh my God. He said, you know what I notice about you? You don't know how to turn stuff off. Because what I didn't notice that he noticed about me was the fact that the whole time while he was answering questions and talking, my phone was going boom, 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 like blowing up, blowing up, blowing up, blowing up, right? And I kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it because I work 7 days a week, right? And while I was looking at my phone, he was looking at me, but I wasn't paying attention to that. He was like, I just noticed about you that you don't know how to turn off. Like he was like, I haven't touched my phone since we started. He was like, I don't even know where my phone is. I said, you left it in the car. Look, me being all, like observant, right? I'm like, you left it in the car on a thing. I don't even know how you did that. If somebody calls, he's like, I don't care about it, you know? So here, a sister woke up then. I woke up because I was just like, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, look, you forgot all your tools, right? It was like, you forgot all your tools, right? Like, okay, he's trying to tell me and he's trying to show me what he likes. And here I am going off, like asking 10,000 questions and, looking at my phone, doing all this. He said, can you do me a favor? I said, yeah. He said, can you put your phone down and can you turn it over and can you put it on silent? I said, yeah, I could do that. So I put the phone down, I put it on vibrate, and I turned it around so I wouldn't see it, right? And then he said, now I can ask you some questions because now I feel like I'm talking to someone because before you on your phone asking me 10,000 questions, interviewing me, and I'm not even, I thought this was about us getting to know each other, not you trying to get to know who I am, and then that's it. And so, of course, I'm feeling like shit at this point because I'm like, damn, see, that's why you need somebody because this ain't working. So I sat there and I said, okay. I said, well, let's start over. I said, well, you go first. He said, I'm a movie buff. I do like movies. I do work on myself. I work out every day. You know, um, I am in the middle right now where I really don't want a relationship, but I do want to start something with someone, but I don't want to just jump out there. The only reason why is because I'm in the middle of something with my work and I don't need to be distracted. But, I would like to actually start something and go slow. So I'm sitting up there and in my head, I'm like, me too, because I'm not I'm not trying to be all like that, right? And so um then he was like, and I don't, what else did he tell me? And he was like, I don't have any kids, never been married, and I really, try to work on myself as much as I can. He said the only thing that's really big for me that I'm working on right now is my patience. I don't really have no patience. And the reason why I don't have patience is because I like to do certain things and I like to get it done, right? But I don't want to I don't like putting anything out there. So I said, okay, I said, that's fine. So we sat there and we talked. See, Cynthia, I thought the same thing where I was just like, all right, I guess, like he really got somebody, but no, I'm telling you, because it was just like he was a person who knew what he wanted and where he wanted to go. We we were totally opposite. Like he's slower. He knows how to check out. He knows if he had somebody, I mean, that phone was in the car for hours and he didn't even care about it. Nothing, right? So usually when people have somebody, they like my ass. You got something over and over and over again. You constantly looking at your phone, right? So I'm like, okay. So I said, you're like the total opposite of me. I said, do you drink? He's like, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do anything. He's like, I work out. I like the comfort of my home and all this stuff. And so I'm like, ooh, because I'm like, okay, well, I do drink socially, right? He said, no, that's fine. I just don't. And I was like, and you're not gonna make me feel like I'm the alcoholic, right? Like, so I'm sitting up here and I'm saying all this to myself because when we are in situations, and this is my point, this is the lesson that I got out of that. We always making judgments and putting labels on people that we never really make room for that person that we might be looking for, right? And I'm not saying he's the person, but I went in there with all my labels, all my judgments, all my questions, all my stuff because I needed to be ready, right? I needed to be ready. Cynthia, I see what you're saying now. I got you. I'm gonna help you out real quick. And so I was sitting up there trying to get it all out, only because I'm trying to make my decision right here and now if this is going to go any further. Does that make sense? I wasn't trying to make no room, right? I wasn't trying to make no room to give it time to do anything. I was just saying, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you don't answer all 6 of these and you don't do all of this, then this is not right for me. And then and as he was talking and I was sitting there, I was like, okay, first thing, Glo, you need to relax. Now, you are a couple of years older than this person, and here you are sitting here, right? Just acting like you don't have time for anything. So when I finally slowed down and I started talking, uh remember I told y'all I ain't like the way his head looked, right? Like, I mean, it's like Homer Simpson, like the eyes are down here and then the whole head is up here. He had a hat on, but y'all, excuse me. The more he started talking, the more I didn't see the Homer Simpson head, right? I was just like, oh my God, this is actually a nice guy, right? This is actually a nice guy who knows what he wants. And here I am coming with all my judgments and labels and everything. And in the beginning, I didn't even allow him to show me who he was. And that is something we talk about all the time, right? You got to be able to allow people to see who you are. You have to be able to know and to understand that you have to teach people how to treat you, right? And that's exactly what he was doing, right? He was teaching me how to treat him. No phone. I'm not answering a lot of questions. And I need your full attention if you want me to answer your questions. That's exactly what he did. And I followed the rules. And I followed the rules. And I sat there, y'all, and I was like, damn, did he just do this to me, right? Did he just do this to me? And I said to myself, I sat there and I said, okay, Glow, this is how it works. This is how things go left. Because you halfway pay attention, which I was, because I was only thinking about and interested in things that I wanted to hear, right? And I was not interested in uh I would say getting to know who he really was. I was more interested. Hey Bree, hey Khadija. I was more interested in seeing if this will fit my profile. Does that make sense? And you can call it because I haven't dated in a while, which is true, or whatever. But I was so gun ho about making sure that I got what I wanted because we're all selfish, right? I didn't even pay attention that all the resistance that he was giving me is because he was trying to teach me how to treat him. And when I recognized that, that's when I was like, oh my God, this dude might know a little bit more than what I think. Let me go ahead and calm down a little bit, right? Excuse me. So let me get some water. So we talking more, and he told me what he wanted, and we probably talked for like an hour or two, and then after that, he was like, "Are you ready to go back to your car?" I said, "Yeah, you know." And I was so shocked and surprised because I was saying to myself, okay, Glow, first of all, you need to find, somebody who's a good relationship coach to kind of show you how to navigate these things. And then, two, you have to understand that everything does not have to be so fast moving, fast paced. Because you know what he told me? He was like, you so bossy. He was like, why are you bossy? Because when we got in the car, I didn't notice this either until he told me when we were sitting and eating. When we got in the car, and you know how the car goes off because you ain't got your seatbelt on. I was like, put your seatbelt on. He looked and he gave me this look, but I was already on the step number 2, right? So I wasn't really paying attention until I heard it again. And I was like, put your seatbelt on. And, I guess it stops after a while when you don't put it on. And when we sat down, he told me, he was like, and you so bossy. You sat there and was like, put your seatbelt on. And I was like, yeah, because your seatbelt wasn't on. You have to make sure you're safe. He was like, I've been riding like this in this truck, for a very long time. I said, well, it's not safe. He was like, well, that is my decision to make. And I was like, ooh, no, this man ain't talking to me like that. We about to get married. Right? And I said to myself, I was just like, what happens, y'all, when you finally encounter, because it's all attraction, right? What happens when you finally encounter someone who has the values and stuff you're looking for? You know what my lesson was? You don't know what to do with it. You don't know how to react to it because you're so used to riffraff. You understand? But when you are used to it, you know how to make room and set a certain standard for yourself. And the only thing that he did for me was expose what I was used to. Does that make sense? He exposed to me what I was used to. I was used to being the aggressor, the bossy one, where we was going to eat, what we were going to do, how we were going to do it, making all the decisions, right? This man ain't listen to nothing I said. He was going to do what he said he was going to do, and he wanted me to stick to that, right? And here I am. I didn't, I didn't put up no resistance or anything, right? Because I wanted to see who he was, but I wasn't getting it in the beginning because I was going in with my own judgments and my own labels and my own patterns and my own ways of thinking. You get it? And then when you find someone who knows who they are, knows what they want, they're not going to take that shit, right? And that's the lesson I had. I was like, well, what he understands and what he was telling me in so many words is that, you know what? I think at this particular point in my life, I do want to find me somebody, but I don't want to move too fast, right? That's exactly what he said. I'm at the point in my life where I do want to meet somebody, but I don't want to move too fast. Why? Because there's a lot of things that are on my plate, but I do want to consider those things, right? But yes, Vanessa, I'm telling you, Kim, look, I was so, but here's the thing, y'all. Vanessa, Khadija, Bree, all of you guys. I didn't get the lesson until I started sitting down with him. And look, if I wasn't working on myself, if we wasn't working on ourselves, we wouldn't see it. That's the thing. That's the thing that gets you, right? Because if you're not working on yourself every day, you won't see these patterns. You would have, and guess what? At some point, you're wondering why they didn't call you back, or you wonder why you being treated the way you being treated. And I was like, God damn, that's it. That is it. Because I was self-aware and I started to see what he was doing. Hey Fonda, I was able to realize what was going on. But most of us don't, right? That's what I'm saying. We don't make room for that. We don't make room for those kind of things. So we get stuck into falling into our regular patterns of doing everything and handling all this stuff and trying to be a superwoman in a relationship, or we fall into the trap of being treated any old kind of way, right? And I sat there, and while he was talking, and when he said, can you put your phone down and turn it over and put it on silent? I did everything he asked me to do. And he said it in a nice way. But he was teaching me how to treat him, because that example said, if you want to know about me, I need your undivided attention. If you want if you want me to answer your questions, we shouldn't have any distractions. If we're going to move this further along, I need to see how you are, right? And so I'm saying, so now I'm like all my antennas are up now, right? And I'm in my zone. Now I'm in my zone, all my antennas are up. So I said, can I ask you a question? I said, why did you choose? It was like a little sandwich place. I said, why did you choose this place? He said, because I wanted to see if I can actually have a conversation, because that's one of the things that I'm lacking. Um, there's so much going on outside that I want to be able to have a conversation with someone. And he said it. I want to be able to talk about my day. I want to be able to brainstorm with someone. And he's like, I Googled you. Of course, I Googled you, and you have so many inspirational things on your platform. I already feel like I know you, but I wanted to see if you will accept this environment and we can just talk. I said, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I really don't care about that. He was like, well, I know from your personality that I saw that you wouldn't. But when you start hammering me with all those questions and bossing me around and all that, I was like, I don't know. I said, well, that's only because, and, I have my own things going on. And he said, yeah, I get it. I understand, but I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I move at a little slower place, a slower pace when I am in a different environment. When I'm at work, I'm like you. I want stuff done. I want to move. But when I leave work and I'm in my environment, I'm very much slower. And he was like, the only thing with you that I see that might be a problem is that you don't know how to turn it off. And I said, well, you know what? You're right. Because I don't. I said, not right now. He was like, well, not right now will turn into not right now, 10, 15 years from now. So, and he's younger than me, y'all. And so I got quiet and I sat there and I was like, mm, mm. I got in my car and I said, thank you for the food and the lesson and everything. Hopefully we'll be able to reconnect again. That was it. So on my drive home, I'm calling my friends and I'm calling everybody because I was so shocked, right? And then I said to myself, Gloria, why the hell are you shocked where this is the journey that you're on? Why do you believe that this is one of a kind, where now, because you're on this journey, this is your life. This is what you will run into. This is what you are attracting, right? If you want to continue to attract the riffraff, then just go back to where you were. Continue to do the same thing you're doing. But because you were able to be self-aware, you were able to catch it and you were able to turn it around, right? You were able to start listening and you were able to see that what this person was doing was trying to get you to see a little sneak peek of their life, and they were matching you up to see if you would be able to handle what it is that they want. And with me being on the phone and doing all this stuff or whatever, that's why I got that big, right? That big old sigh. Because it reminded him of his day-to-day that he is trying to get away from. Does that make sense? And I was just like, wow. So far I ain't hear nothing, y'all. So I don't know. So far I ain't hear nothing. So I don't know if I made the cut. But I tell you this, I sure did learn a lesson. Okay? I sure did learn a lesson. And that was to go ahead and make sure that we are making room for people who we know we want to be in our lives that's giving us that support. Let's go ahead and continue to be self-aware so we can get rid of that riffraff, right? Let's go ahead and do what we need to do because it comes up. You know why? Because it's so many years of being in this. That's why I keep telling you guys, it is just not about a one-time thing. This is a lifelong journey because we've been so programmed to be and have and do one thing over and over again. And we convince ourselves and tell ourselves that this is what life is and this is what it has to be and how we need to be. Where it's like, no, you can do something different, right? You can be in a relationship with someone where there's balance. You can turn off. You can enjoy someone else's company, right? And I'm like, if you know that you're walking into something, Cynthia, and it's already bad news, set your boundaries. Set your boundaries. Now, you could do whatever it is that you want to do, right? Nobody's judging you. But make sure you set your boundaries as to what it is that you want out the relationship. And that's my advice to you. So when you have your date tonight, figure out what it is that you want, right? Figure out those things that you expect. Teach them how to treat you. That's my advice to you. And if you know that it's not right for you, if you're already going into a sinking ship now, just know that it's going underwater. So don't think that you can save the ship, you can repair the ship, you can do all that. If you're already going into a sinking ship, honey, it's going to sink. Okay? So let's go ahead and be self-aware, mindful about what we're getting into. But the final decision is yours. And however you work that out, that's how you work it out. But know to love yourself first, because that's the most important thing, right? Because those old patterns and habits and everything that we have, hey, Victoria, is real. It is real, and it is the way we think. Word, Khadija, I'm in a new relationship and whoa, I'm checking myself regularly. Look, that was only my first date, and girl, I went off. I went off on the first date. So I know I got a lot of cleaning up to do. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of cleaning up to do. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna just sit and wait and try again and try again, right? Because that was a dry run. Let's just say that was a dry run. So we go because we know what we know now. You know, we know how to go ahead and approach the next one if the next one comes up, or maybe, you just never know. But I'm not that person to you know, uh, um, be overbearing or anything like that when it comes to that. We had the date. Now it's up to you to say yes or no. I'm not going to bother you with that. If you want to take it a step further, you'll reach out. If not, and I understand because it was a lot, right? So let us be mindful today when we out there, we got to be able to make sure that we making room, and then be aware when we find what we're looking for, and be aware of the riffraff too. Be aware. You ask questions, but you also listen. And that was my other lesson too. I wasn't listening. I was I was only trying to get my stuff out to hear what I wanted to hear, to determine if this is something I wanted to pursue. But I wasn't dialoguing and I wasn't listening. I just went into, and what part of town you live and what you do and what exactly do you do, and all kind of questions. How many brothers and sisters you got? Your mom, your dad, your this, the that. I mean, if I ran it down, and he was like, "Is the interview over?" Right, Cynthia. If you're not ready, then I'm not ready. I don't feel well. Don't. If you're not ready, it's your choice. If you're not ready for that relationship, if you're not ready to get out there, that's your choice. You don't have to do anything, right? No is a complete sentence. You can say no and you don't have to give no explanations, right? But what I would tell you is, and what all the rest of the ladies would tell you, is that whatever you decide, stick to it. because what you say and what you do are two different things. So if you saying no but you really want to go, then go ahead and go, honey. If you saying no but you really want to go because of the situation, go anyway and get your questions answered, and then you make a decision, right? Because a lot of us women do that. We know the situation is not right for us, but we just want to see and go and hope and we dream. But you got to be able to see that sinking ship for what it is. That's only telling you that there's something in you that you have not resolved yet. It could be loneliness, it could be the fact that you're settling, it could be anything, right? It could be anything. And Fonda, if you need to heal from your past, you at the right place. Come, guys, come out on Sunday. I'm telling you. That's what it's all about. That's what this journey is about. We're all on it. So, we need somebody to talk about relationships. We need somebody to talk about healing. We need somebody to talk to about all these different things. Because sometimes you can't talk to family. Sometimes you can't talk to friends. Sometimes you have to be in a space where other people who are going through what you're going through can give you some advice, right? Where there's no judgment. Some people, they judge you and they say, wow, these people, we don't know each other, but we going through the same thing. There's no judgment. Yeah, I talk all day long about myself, what I'm doing, all kind of stuff. And even if y'all do judge me, that's on y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with me, right? But I know who I am and I know where I want to go, but I'm not perfect. And that's my point. None of us are. We are going to mess up. We are going to make some decisions that is not in our best interest. But as long as we are self aware and we understand and know how to turn that tide before it goes downhill, we should be okay because that's this thing called life, right? Again, we're trying to avoid hitting rock bottom in order to learn the lesson. We want to be able to be very self aware where we don't have to go that far, right? We want to be able to have those healthy relationships and heal from our past traumas and all that stuff because we want love, right? We want to be out there. We want to be with someone, right? And in order to do that, we have to continue to check ourselves. We have to continue to look at ourselves. We have to know the difference between a person trying to take advantage of us and trying to express themselves in a healthy way. We have to know those differences. We have to know not to put out judgments before we listen. All that stuff is the reason why this project exists, y'all. Because it's practical, real life shit that we go through every day. We not jumping around. We not, you know, uh, uh, saying go do this, go do that, go do that. It's like how? Because this is where I am right now, and I hear you, and I want to listen to you, but my feelings and my heart and all that stuff wants to go another way. How do I direct that part? Because that's the part that's pulling me this way, not my mind, because I could listen to you all day and still go do what I want to do, right? The what I need to know and what I need is give me the tools so that whatever decision I make, it will be in the best interest of myself. It will be in the best interest of me loving myself and me accepting that this is what I want. That's it, right? Nothing is good or bad. Remember, everything is relative. Nothing is good or bad. We are the only ones that put labels on it, right? So whatever decisions you ladies make, whatever decisions I make, as long as we are self-aware, whatever that decision is, we made it for ourselves, right? We have the power of choice. Everything that's happening in our life is because we made a decision. We did it. We are responsible for us. And knowing that, we have the ability to look around and to see what it is that we really want out of life, right? So that's why you ain't get no picture because it was simple, it was enlightening, and I learned something. You see, I was trying to be wild. I got these long ass lashes and all that. I thought I was going out there, right? No, it was a totally different thing. And I was just like, all right, God, if you're telling me, Gloria, this is what you asked for, and here it is. And the first go round, I didn't do so well. Oh well, there'll be plenty of more though, right? But I love y'all, and I know we always wait over time, right? I love y'all. Make some good decisions today. Please sign up for the thing on the 20th. The If loving me is wrong, I don't want to be right. I'm gonna put the link in the Facebook group, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, I gotta get out of here. All right, I'll let y'all know if I get a call, but I don't think.